So, while it's just us here, uh, on topic here of the dreams and aspirations, what do you think is like the most mundane but funnest dream you've ever had? Like, what is like the most normal, fun dream you've ever had?
I'm trying to think here, because like I barely get a chance to write them down, and I think I need to start writing them down. You know, um, it's those dreams like they're so good that you want to go back into it, and I think I've been able to, and then I think it was an adventure, like a type of adventure where you're hopping from building to building, and then yeah, like almost like Bev is saying that there, so like I'm able to bounce, like bounce like I'm on the moon, but it's not the moon. It's like rooftops, and I'm bouncing off rooftops. But there's a reason that I'm doing this, and the reason is like I'm supposed to reach out to help individuals, but it's like I wake up from the dream and I know, like, I really don't, I really don't have a clear one. I'm trying to think here, and I don't want to make. Hey, Chris, what's up? So give me a minute or
You're fine,
two.
you're fine, you're
I'm
fine,
trying to
man.
come up. Well, it's just it's like yeah, there's a feeling. You know what? I never knew there's a feeling. I can't even think now. Hold on a second. I can't even think. What's going on? Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, while you're
Little pressure relief
thinking,
there, Ezreal.
No, well, yeah, it's like a pressure. Well, it's like I have so many dreams, and I'm trying to think them out. But there's a feeling. Well, there's not a feeling. There's something that I learned today that I actually have. And I never knew it until today when I looked up the definition. I was like, no freaking way that describes it. So yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm just gonna think for a second.
I I would love to um give you some dream interpretation, Beth, if you want to share with us the information. You're welcome to do it in text or come up in a box and share if you want to. Whatever is the most comfortable for you, we would love to do that tonight.
I,
And whatever.
I could give you that. I could give you a dream I need an interpretation on. Okay, so my nephew, I had a dream, and this one I do remember. This because it's recent. My nephew, I kept dreaming that my nephew had his daughter, and his daughter is like a baby, like 1 year old baby, and he will have her in his picking her up, and he would jump in the back of the trucks or the cars, and every time that I'm looking, he's jumping from car to car, and he's holding on to the baby in the back of the cars.
Yeah. Um, so you have a deeper you have a deeper fear embedded with that nephew where you don't feel that he's responsible, even though he's capable. Like he's got the physical powers to be doing something like that. There's still a deeper lying fear of you don't feel he's actually responsible. Um, and you see a direct correlation of how that irresponsibility can endanger those that he cares about as well that are coming up behind him. So you're getting a classic universal lesson of why we why we think about our ancestors and think about those that are going to come after us.
That makes perfect sense, and I didn't even look at it, like that. You actually put it, you actually gave me the answer. Thank you so much, Ash. Or Ash. Bev is down there. She's asking you a question.
Yeah, yeah. Let me go into this one. Okay. So, Miss Bev says, I had a dream of myself being in a mansion with friends. We were racing to jump through windows. We always landed in another room, laughing. No window went to the outside, even though we could see outside. Okay, and you say friends. Wanna just be clear that these were all people that you already knew? Yes, but you don't know who they were. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Did you know them prior to that? Or was it just one of those situations where your interaction just knew in my dream that they were my friends? Exactly. That's what I needed. Okay, Miss Bev. Okay, and this mansion, if you mind me asking, like architecture wise, if you were to kind of give a description, color, general. I have a feeling you could see it from the outside too for some reason. So. Welcome in, Sebastian. We see you. Feel free to share it out. It was gold looking like a castle. Yes, I saw it somehow from the outside. Thank you. That's exactly the clarity that I needed to know. Okay. So, Miss Bev, we have many beautiful, amazing experiences in the dream realm. And one of those things that we do is some of us sign up to do the whole soul group thing. Have a soul family groups of souls that we resonate with that we see beneficial to agree to that contract. Anyway, like however you choose to express it, see it, vibrate with it. That's up for you. But in a dream like what you just described, that is a direct, there's multiple things happening. Okay, first of all, let me be clear. This is not just targeting one area. That dream is targeting multiple areas for a reason. 1, 2, it's a direct training process. It's a direct download of light code information. It is all of your, not all, sometimes not all, okay, but it'll typically be a healthy core chunk of your soul family that's there with you. And you'll all be receiving the same download information, going through the same experience together, having the experience together. So, typically you have these as a form of activation as well. It's activating a resonance within you, a level of awareness to where you're more susceptible to that self-realization moment that you need. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Those moments in existence where you had a self-realization that you can never go back from, kind of thing. That's that energy. It's also preparing you to have that pivotal, like, have a big self-realization moment. So you're literally doing shadow work as well, believe it or not. You're also going through training on how to break illusions, because that's something that's very important for us, is to be able to understand what is the illusion and what isn't. So yeah, that's one of those dreams that you you might have had it before, more than once even, because that's something that they'll bring it back into your system if you need to, receive that download better or get it deeper into your DNA strands, whatever the case may be. So you'll have a reoccurring dream of that type as well. Okay.
Interesting. That's actually correlating with my existence right now. Obviously, I'm guessing you pulled cards, or you just, or is that intuitive?
I was channeling. I was doing a dream interpretation.
Well done.
One of those, one of my gifts that I don't, when I need it, I pull it out of the bag.
I hear you. So, I was told something, for real, without any doubt, like, or not trying to be young or whatever, but they're not going to help us. The aliens, people are like, oh, aliens are helping now. Well, what's going to happen is that we're going to do, well, some of us are going to be into training programs. That's what I was talking about. So I was like, why were you talking about that? It's so weird. So training programs, and that's not weird, but you know what I mean. Training programs to, like, almost like a boot camp, a spiritual boot camp. And it's not so much, it doesn't matter who you're going to be with anymore. It's going to be, what only thing that's going to matter is what you do for the universal consciousness and how you present yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much of what we talk about as what we be about. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, you actually have to do the stuff that you're going to talk about. It's not that hard, truthfully. Like, when you say you're going to do something, do it. That's a promise that you made. That makes you feel good, that makes them feel good. Something as simple as that. Or if there is a attribute about yourself that your guides, your ancestors, or the source is nagging you about, take heed. It's for the best, unfortunately. That's all I gotta say for right now.
Welcome in, Brother Probanos. It is very fortunate that you are here doing what you are doing, because it is what we do that matters, brother. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, bro. Hello, everyone.
Much love. Alright, guys. So, we are going to go ahead and kick off with a little on the actual topic on insight wise. I decided to come outside, and of course, a car drives by at that time, but here we are. So, I kind of want to look into What is the correlation between these words, and what is the diversifier for you? So what is it that you see brings these two words together as a topic, and what makes them stand alone as their own thing? If you would do me the honors, my love, to start us off with that.
My love, you said it. Here we are. These words, dreams and aspirations, do resonate well with all of us, even if you don't see it. It is perhaps something that happens when you sleep. You dream, I dream, you dream, we dream. Yes. Going back to your original question, a reoccurring dream is definitely one of a house party where there are many people just bouncing around. It's wonderful. So good, so happy, smiling. Dreams and aspirations. Chicken before the egg, right? Or in other words, what is the beginning of anything? We're here now because we had a dream. We're here now because we aspired to be here. I see them as cause and effect, in essence. Thank you.
Thank you. And I love that perspective. Truly. That's beautiful. Asriel.
Hey, how's it going? Okay, yeah, I couldn't really read what is said up there, but thank you, Innovision, for clearing the words. So now I know what we're talking about. So dreams and aspirations. I definitely like the topic aspirations too. Being attached to the dreams because earlier you asked what was a dream that was meaningful to me and stuff like that, and now that Innovision mentioned aspiration part of it, I do have one. I had this reoccurring dream, like I was in a forest with some indigenous individuals, and the thing about the aspiration about this dream was that they were telling me, you know what, you got to protect the water. I'm like, what do you mean protect the water? And yeah, you got to protect the water, and then what they did, they actually took me. You ever see that Magic School Bus? The cartoon. My nephew used to watch this, so I used to watch it along with him. And we got so tiny that we actually went inside a drop of water. And when we went inside a drop of water, it was showing me how this water is the same water that the generations prior to us were drinking, and how this water was attached and alive with everything, every energy that we have, everything that we think about, all these microbes is part of all of us. So that inspired me to really, really seek a lot of nature. Nature. I think delving into nature because I work. I don't know if magic. Okay, so I work with magic and stuff like that, and spells and stuff like that. And one of the things that I always, I work with deities and stuff like that. But then, in this dream, the aspiration was actually showing me that, maybe that's a desire. Maybe that is something that will inspire me to do more in life and actually be in tune with it. So when I looked into it, I started to realize that, we have the power. I have my power, and it was inspiring me. It was inspiring me to look more into nature and actually reflect the values that I seen in those dreams, and how it can actually be part of my personality. It could be part of my beliefs and who I am. So the aspiration gave me like a goal, like a goal, like a inspiration. I like to use that word inspiration because the aspiration gave me the inspiration that that is something that I should be doing subconsciously. It was reminding me that, you know what, I'm part of this planet, like all of us are part of this planet, and we can make a big difference once we become conscious to our surroundings. These things that we take for granted, like running the water. Like I'm washing dishes, I could have 5 dishes and maybe use 10 gallons of water and not think about it and just let that water run and run and run, even though it's going to be recycled. It's just the thought that we're putting extra pressure on the ecosystem and extra pressure on everything. So the aspirations give you these things that one can actually be already embedded in us, like our soul contracts. These might be things that we're not even aware because we're so overcaught with what's going on in society that we don't think that maybe one of our purpose is something that these aspirations and our dreams can give us, and we can gain a concrete once we understand what it is. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I dedicate myself into to coming into this TikTok community, because even the smallest of words, we can spark somebody's inspiration to actually do something in reality that can make a difference. So dreams, sometimes the dreams when we have them are just random stuff, random stuff that might have no meaning. It might be something that we fear, like a roller coaster, and through the dream, we can overcome those roller coasters in the dreams and maybe get inspired to actually do it. But then, like I said, with the aspirations, it's maybe something that we should be doing and we know we could do, but we just need to be reminded, if that made any sense.
That made perfect
Yeah,
sense, Admiral.
made perfect sense. Thanks for honest. Exactly, bro.
Sorry.
Well, thank you. I
Can I ask you a
appreciate it.
question real quick? It's like there's two questions. The trees, did they have leaves on them in the forest? And what color was the sky? And
You
it
know
would be
what?
Connor and James.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was in there, it was actually similar to the Innovision's background right there, where the background was dark. Like I really didn't see the sky.
Okay.
It's more like the trees were like that luminous color there, and then the water was water. The water was the color of water, but what we interpreted as water, like that crystal clear color. That
Okay.
transparent color.
So you don't know if that leaves on it or not, or if the sky was blue,
No,
white,
no,
yellow.
no. I was in the forest, and basically the sky was black, just like I said, like the
Oh, at
shirt
night. At
or
night.
the
Okay.
background, and then
Okay.
the trees were like that color, like a luminous color, like they were glowing. It was not really green; it was glow. It was like a fluorescent glow,
Okay.
and the focus was on the crystal, the water itself.
All right. Well, I appreciate you answering his questions on that, and it's pretty epic, man. Um, so I want to go ahead and continue in this round of question, but I appreciate everyone's understanding and patience with me on this. I am going to continue to do the dream interpretation for Miss Bev down there and anyone else in the comments as they're commenting. So in between rounds, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking on that. I did see where you were talking about the dream with your son, and I would say that obviously you recognize you have a stronger connection with the spirit realm in the dream world. You connect stronger with the divine, with the esoteric, the other, right? Yeah. So, in that essence, your guides, I've seen my dad in my dreams. He's never talks anymore. Okay, that was someone else. That was Vinny. So, in essence, we'll go into that aspect of you're being activated and awakened to a higher level of awareness. So it's going to be asking you, one, it's going to come to you in whatever extrasensory way you perceive is how you're going to receive it. So if you have clairaudience, you're going to hear them. You know, you have claircognizance, you're going to have the knowing. So on and so forth. Just go through the clairsenses. You can Google those to get a better understanding on them. So you have that aspect. They're going to use whatever clairsense is easiest for you to receive to send you those messages in your dream state. In that situation, it very much so is your loved one visiting you, exactly how it feels, exactly how it's being presented. Others may not know that they're there. That's okay, because that experience is your experience anyways. But it's one of those allowing you to see and understand that they are still a part of you. They are still living inside of you, in your heart. And that piece of them that only you can know and love, you honor them through giving love to that piece of them that resides in you. Now, if you want to expand on that and get to where you're connecting more, you're looking at your clairsenses and you're looking at mediumship. Mediumship is the gift you're going to want to expand on to enhance your interaction with passed on loved ones. Dreams are a big part of me. I seem to get many messages that way. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I would say that you, Chris, bro, my clairsenses are off a little bit right this moment, and I can't put the name to the word for the site, and I know I have it, and I feel like a dunce right to sing it. But what is it? What is the clair?
I don't remember, but Jenny knows.
There's claircognizance, there's clairsentience, there's clairvoyance, there's clairaudience, there's... What one are you looking for?
Clairvoyance. Thank you. Clairvoyance. Thank you.
Okay.
That's the one.
Okay, got it. No problem.
So, your clairvoyance is most likely one of your strongest gifts. Your sight, being able to see the other. So that's why you probably had experiences where you've seen it or felt it, but you didn't necessarily hear it, kind of thing. So yeah, just to help you with your dreams, though, because obviously you do channel a lot through your dreams, and that's where they're coming to you the most, which, you know, that happens. Some people are literally known as dream walkers. They walk through the planes of the dream realms. But yeah, I would recommend you kind of looking at your basic clear senses and some exercises, just intuition exercises, to help brush those up, to help you with processing that channel. Yay! You are so welcome, Miss Bev. Blue Butterfly, I didn't see your full question.
Hey, Ash, are we going in order?
We are going in order, so it is Chris's turn next. Please go ahead, Chris.
No. No, that's not what I meant. Oh my goodness.
My bad. What were you asking? What were you asking, bro?
The question was that what is the structure within his life? Is it within order, like through the boxes? And that's what it was. That's all. You're the host. You can talk whenever you want and do whatever you want. So, please.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we are going with the structure where we're starting at the top, working our way down. Right now we are talking about basically dreams and aspirations. What's the correlation between those words? What's the differences? Oh, don't apologize. There's nothing to apologize for. Please don't stop. Please continue to ask your questions. I'm gonna be honest. You've made my night. It's made my night getting to talk to you and answer your questions.
If I may,
So,
Urbanus, Ash said clearly that in between rounds or questions, she will take the time to interpret dreams for those who otherwise do not want to participate in the panel and only remain in the comments. It is okay.
Oh, no.
I understand that you did not remember what she said.
No. Oh, my God. So the way I speak sometimes may be construed as negative or weird. Yeah, no. Seriously. It's... When I say it's fine, she is one of the most intuitive beings I've ever met in my existence. So if she wants to talk about dreams to people in the chat who don't want to come up and share within her knowledge and within this community, of course. So yes, I understand. I get it. I was just,
I love you guys. Okay, big hearts. All right.
Vision, love you all. I swear.
Okay, Chris, we're gonna be quiet now and let you take your turn, bro.
I mean, first I just wanted to say I love you, Bev. I've known her for like 7 years now, and she's awesome. We have lots of spiritual talk, and we have for ever since I met her, really. Just here and there for a while, and then for the past few years, it's been like quite a bit. But anyways, so basically, things that coincide with your aspirations and dreams, a lot of that's really, in my opinion, is a lot of premeditation stuff. So things that, for instance, I kind of set my intentions when I go into my dreams before I go to sleep. So I try to think about positive things, of course, but if there's something going on in my life, and I've noticed this, if I'm not thinking about it, even if I'm not thinking about it, or I don't set some type of intention before I go to sleep, I'll dream about it. So if I'm feeling some sort of way from my day-to-day life, that energy reflects into my dreams as well. So there's times.
So can I ask you a question? This is a joint question for you and Jacqueline. So if you can't answer it without her, I get it. But have you and Jacqueline, have y'all had an experience where you've had a similar dream or the same dream or shared a dream yet? Like, do y'all have that experience?
Yeah, we've had that many a times. And it's always like a profound one. It's always one that's, what I mean by it's always one that you definitely remember. And you don't, I have dreams, but I'll get snip pics of certain ones depending on my sleep patterns, how much I've had sleep, how well rested I am, so on and so forth, how vivid the dream was. The more the dream leaves an impact, the more I remember it. That's just kind of how within life, that's how we, the things in our life that create more of an impact, we hold on to them a little bit longer. But there's lots of ways that our motivations, our drives, our paths, our vision in that path can all be related within our dreams. Our guidance in that same path there's a lot of relevance in that, and paying attention to dreams really can help out tremendously. Our dreams are typically reminders of what we have going on, and the changes that we might be trying to make, but it's either whatever it might be, it's a reflection still. So there's also times that I think that we have dreams that can lead us off our path and off of our motivation that really have nothing to do, maybe even hurt our motivation itself. And it could be just from misinterpreting the dream itself. So it's good to have like an expert like Ash be able to, somebody that's very intuitive, be able to interpret a dream compared to somebody like me interpreting your dream. So that's, there's a big difference there. But as far as differences, there's a polarity in everything in life. And so there's going to be a polarity in our dreams as well, from things that are going to be within our motivation, within our movement and growth. And there's going to be times that it's not going to be a part of our growth at all. So, okay.
All right. Whoa. That's freaking epic input. Thank you. Bro. Dang. You wrapped that one up. I was going to ask you. Honestly, I'll wait though. I'll wait. Next round. I'll save that one for next round. Alright, Rubanis, good questions to you, bro.
I've had this is the reason why I asked you, Azrael, what you were talking about.
You want to recap? I got you. How about this? So the question was, for those who didn't catch the original question, let me be a decent host and tell you. Dreams and aspirations. So what is the correlation to those words for you? And for that matter, what is the differentials when you are looking at it? When you see and hear dreams of that and aspirations.
You mean on the 3D realm?
I'm asking you on
In
all.
general. Okay, good.
I'm asking for your perspective.
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. So there's a dream that I've had. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to, quote unquote, evolve or become a light being. Ever since I was young. Yeah. I was like a pipe dream. But I keep having this recurring dream. Yeah, it's not, you even think it's almost a nightmare, but it's not a nightmare. The only reason why it's a nightmare is because I get to come back here instead of stay and leave. There are beings out there that are helping us. There are entities out there that are literally taking us away in astral form or even physical and training us to do certain things and train us to like at least connect to the ether when they see like a promise within you, when they see something that's like, you're on that path, okay, please come, and it has nothing to do about that we're in, because from what I've seen, we're going to be put into the groups of what allows us, almost like an RPG game, Like you got Tank and everything else. You got Tank, you got the Paladin, you got, the Thief, you get the freaking Warrior, you get the Witch. So it's like you can put in groups in that way. And I asked when is this going to happen, and it says it's already happening. Already happening. And so I think those were my aspirations from the beginning. The reason why I came here on this again is because I know that this human race can do something more than what they know right now. It's just, money and greed. Oh, distractions. Let me show you this YouTube video. Let me show you this celebrity drama. Let me show you this football game. To say the least. But yeah, those are my dreams and aspirations. And the other recurring dream, because I've had that dream more than twice, at least 2 to 3 or 4 times. The same one. We get on a ship, we go someplace, we get into groups, we are trained. And some of us don't need training, but some of us actually need that validation within themselves to make them allow themselves to understand how the connection to the universe actually works. Or God, or the source, or the ether, however you want to call it. I think that's it for now.
All right, Rufanis. Well, we're gonna get more into it, man. We are. We're gonna go more into that right now, though. I just I'm looking for this first understanding of what people have of these two words together. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking forward to it, though. All right. We're going to continue on to Miss Jenny from the top. Welcome up, welcome in.
What's
Appreciate
up, girl?
having you here.
Thank you for having me up here. So I'm going to keep it very straight to the point, okay? Because I like simple. Simple is my thing. So the correlation that I perceive from dreams and aspirations would be that they both sort of help in being able to achieve a certain goal that we have in life, right? So my dreams and my aspirations is sort of intertwined into one, and they can kind of help provide a sense of purpose, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but it can also be about your personal journey. It could, you know what I mean? There's so many ways to go about the correlation, but I guess if I had to come down to one answer, it would be about the fact that they coincide with your life goals or life's journey. That's what I would say.
All right. Well, that's pretty epic. I mean, that's right on point. And I like simple. In fact, those that are close to me will tell you that one of the things I tell them I'm working on all the time is taking everything that I've learned and simplifying it as much as possible to make it as digestible as possible.
I love that. And I'll just add that I think you were looking for kind of like not the negative side of it, but what was the question for the second part?
The differentials between dreams and aspirations. What makes them different from each other?
What makes it different from each other? Not sure on that one. I was kind of focused on there being a downside to both, which for me would be that they could both cause a lot of heartache in a sense, where you feel you failed or didn't reach your life's purpose or your life goal because of your dreams and aspirations that you've had. So that's where I stand with that. I pass the mic to Vinny.
I appreciate you, though. I appreciate
Thank you.
Heck yeah. And Vinny, it is your mic. Welcome up, friend.
Okay, thanks for having me again. So you're asking what I think the differences are. Okay, so I'll break it down, and it's more of a, I'll take more of a, I don't know what kind of approach you call this, but we'll just go it this way, right? So first you have a feeling, right? A feeling creates something you want to do, a dream you have, a place you want to get to, something, right? So from that, now you have the inspiration, or you aspire to that. So now you have the drive. So the difference is the dream is the thing that you create in your head that you want to see in the future, but the inspiration, it gives you the drive to get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. And guys, I appreciate all of y'all being here. And I want you to know there's nothing you're gonna say that I don't feel is welcome. I want it to be clear and understood that I want you to speak as freely as you're comfortable with speaking. Because here you are accepted. You are who you are. And there is no need for any worry about if you're understood. Because truthfully, have you met me yet? If I don't understand something, I'm gonna ask a question. I am. I will. So don't worry about it. But I appreciate each and every one of you in answering that question and bringing that out. And my point in asking it is truly just getting your perspective on what these two words mean and how they reflect in your existence and what you want to bring to the table and talk about when it comes to this topic, to this, energy.
Right. Can I say something? The reason why I put in the chat though, where it doesn't make it, it's the same thing for me, is because of manifestation. It's my dreams and aspirations are the same because I aspire to do something for the dream to come true, but the dream already came true. You just have to get to it. That's it.
Sorry, I don't know if we're supposed to jump in or wait. But one thing that I noticed is that also, when we're talking about dreams, some of the dreams that we have are superficial. Those are things that we know we can't do in this real world. Like myself, when I dream of jumping from building to building, I know in real life I'm never going to be able to do that. But when I have aspirations, those are things that I can actually inspire myself to look more into. And if it's something that I need a little education, I can go out there and actually survey, take a look into it. And actually, if it's something that resonates with me, it actually gives me something that I can act on it. I can take that action in order for me to actually drive toward that aspiration, versus the dreams where if I'm hopping from a moving vehicle to another, I'm not going to try it. There's no way in the world I'm going to try moving and jumping from one car to another car in real life.
But it can happen though. You can do that as a physical being.
And that's true, but we're not going to digress into what is possible or not possible because that's not our current topic. Much love, guys, but not the current topic. In that sense, so let's look at it this way. First of all, what you believe and give your energy to is what you believe and give your energy to. I will never be the one to stand in your way and tell you what to believe or not to believe in that sense. I'm not going to. Not my forte, you know what I mean? But what I am going to do is I'm going to expand and look at something from every possible perspective I can, and that is what joining up with you amazing minds and souls does, is it gives me different perspectives. It gives me understanding that I couldn't have achieved on my own because I'm not you. You feel me? So, with that said, I do want to go ahead and bring Starseed Boots up and give her an opportunity to talk on.
Dream and aspiration. Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm kind of shy, but like I don't think they're separate for me. Like they kind of go hand in hand. I do believe that we're limitless and like there is no rules. I feel, and I just basically, I guess for dreams, I just dream of being like at peace in my thoughts, I guess, and my relationships, I guess. And I don't know how to they're just like two in this, they're the same for me. I don't separate them. And I just try to keep a mind of that I can do anything I want to do, as long as I put my energy to it. Anything's possible.
Yeah, for sure. So in the conversation flow here with you, in that aspect, you speak on energy, and I love that aspect. I think I've known you now for close to 10, 11 months. And that's something that from day one I resonated with about you, is the way you speak on energy and the way it flows. So in that aspect.
Thank you. Well, I just I feel like if it makes you like at peace, then go for it. Like you just you don't have to worry about anybody else, because it's not their dream. And basically, I feel like this existence here is the dream that we're waking up from. So I don't know. I just put my energy to where my heart is, and I tell my mind, shut up. Basically, that's what I usually do. I mean, I do find myself I know it sounds crazy, but talking to my brain and telling it to be quiet, because it gets in my way.
Sister, I want you to understand, I'm fully right there, like hand to my heart. I have epic battles with myself.
Me too.
Trust me, I get it.
Me too. So usually if I'm doing a video or something, it's because I had a breakthrough or an epiphany. It's usually when I am about to just give up and literally I'm through. I have this epiphany for some reason. It just happens, and I don't even know how it really happens. It just does, and I just kind of get a case of the fuck that. Sorry about the language, but I just got to shut off everybody's opinions and just go with it, because it's coming from my heart and my soul. So I listen to it, and it's never steered me wrong. My brain has steered me wrong, but my soul has not, or my heart. I believe my soul resides in my heart. So,
are you a life path 3 by any chance?
I think I'm a life path 1 because I was born May 17th, 1977. So I think I'm a one.
Um,
I'm not sure, but I think I'm a one.
yeah, you just, it's funny though. You just reminded me of you. You
I do
held a
love the
mirror
number
up.
three. I love the number three, though. I do everything in threes, like probably compulsively. Like I've always had that little quirk about me, like everything has to be in threes. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, the divine trinity.
Yeah, like even
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. I don't know. I just I just want to live my dreams. You know, like my dreams never got in the way. The only thing that got in the way was my opinion of myself, I guess.
Okay. So
And
I'm going to expand on this next round then.
okay,
This is originally I was just going to ask a simple, quick yes or no question, but now I kind of want to go into it deeper between what Chris talked about or Bonus went into, which is like what everybody's hitting on. Um, you all are just knocking it out of the park. So I want to kind of go to a level of understanding here.
yeah, balls to the wall or not at all, right?
Any way the cookie crumbles, any way you take your inspiration, there's things that we all kind of universally look at and acknowledge, okay, yeah, that's that, you know? um, in that context, the universal laws and the flow of what is, right? So I recognize dreams, aspirations, they can resonate very similar, but they also can be their own frequencies and their own vibrations. I recognize that. I also recognize that dreams are multi-layered. So what I want to go into is one, the first simple yes or no question. Have you ever had an aspiration, a dream, a goal in your lifetime come to actual fruition exactly how you envisioned it from start to finish? So that's the yes or no question. And then the second part. Would you be willing to tell me about a dream that has been one of the most paramount to you in your existence in this current here and now?
You're asking me?
This is the whole panel, so we're going to go back up to the
Okay,
top. But thank you for being patient and listening. She's so
checking.
sweet, y'all. I love our community. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Me too. Thank you. I appreciate you too.
All right, my love, we're going to start with you in this two-part question in this round. If you would do the honors.
Thank you. I appreciate the two-part question because, of course, the first answer is yes. The second, of course, is voluntary to any one of us, where we realize where we are. the aspiration of what we have become today. And I will say yes, with determination, hard work, and perseverance, I have become exactly where I want to be. Not to say it is without my desire. That's a whole nother topic, of course. But it is where I must be, and it is what I must do. Here and now, against the grain. That is true. Brother Philip, love you. We cannot have it all. If we did, we would have no story to tell. And we have so many stories to tell. Thank you.
Thank you. You can get away with that now, but like later when it's just you and me, I'm gonna make you tell me a dream. Okay, fine. Alright. Azrael, if you would please.
On the first part, no, I never had a come out the same way. I never, never, no. I would say no to the first part. And the second part, I did have a dream once where I dreamt I was in the position of Job in the Bible, and going through all those trials and all this stuff to take away. And the following morning, I found out my brother was unalived, and I don't know what meaning was that dream, and me finding out the next morning that my brother was unalived, and I just that test was there, and it was shown to me, and ever since, I tied it, I find the ties with it, but that's like when I completely never ever went back into looking into that specific book. But that's all, that's all I want to share. So no, and the dream, I had one dream that was similar but not quite the same, and the twist was that what I witnessed.
So, I've had that occurrence before, Azrael, and what it was literally a precognitive warning for you to prepare you for the reality of it happening.
And I do agree. Thank you, Ash. Thank you for sharing that. I do definitely agree with that. And you know, that's why, like I still I gotta find that word. I'm gonna tell you guys what that word is. So, but thank you. This is a beautiful topic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Christopher Robbins. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't shoot me. Hi.
Hi. So the first question, yes, I've had many premonition dreams. I mean, it's hard to say exact because even the dreams are a little hazier than the action in 3D, but it was the same functions. Even growing up racing motocross, I've had premonitions of what place I was going to finish at nationals, what place I was going to finish at, like the qualifiers, and it happened. And it's just even in the adult age, like meeting, kind of like having deja vu, meeting customers, realizing I kind of dreamed about the same situation, and it just, those things just, they just happen. Um, I've had a lot of profound dreams that really helped me. Dreaming about lost loved ones, and them just kind of reflecting what you need to hear in that moment to give you that motivation to get out of the situation that you're in or perceive it in a different way. And those guidance and those dreams help. Even if you don't remember it, that energy stays with you and helps you. So it's even going into where you were talking about the different senses and voyances, and they all all of those, even in dreams, are going to reflect on your energy. It's going to give you that drive or that motivation that you need in every aspect and situation in your life. So it's just, but we can get caught up in energy that doesn't belong to us. It happens all the time, and we can dream about things reflecting that energy. So it's good to make sure you shed any excess energy you've picked up throughout the day that's not really yours. So those dreams can be pure, they could be a pure reflection of you. So
Oof. Oh. 10-4. I hope everybody else got that light code and download. GG. Thank you. Yeah, just breathe in that one for a second. I'm just telling you, breathe in that one for a second, because you're liable to get it with Rubanus, because he's next too. Come on, here we go. Rubanus.
What? I don't understand. So, to the first question you asked, from my understanding, it's have I ever tried to manifest something and it went exactly how I planned? No, absolutely not. Due to the fact that nothing is, to me, as what it seems, there's always trials and tribulations that will pop up. Maybe I'm putting them there myself. Maybe or maybe the universe says I need to learn more in order to become more. But the end goal is that it's literally doing the work. It's not hoping and wishing and, oh, I wish something. No. The universe literally will give you what you need to get and what you're supposed to be doing. And how much energy you want to put into it is up to you. I don't want to sound like some freaking, but I just finished a 15-hour course, and I am 85% done with a 40-hour course. So if it wasn't easy, it's not easy. It's still not easy. I was like, sometimes I want to roll over and like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. Why? Why? For what? And then it all trickles down. For what? Why?
What's the course?
The course? Oh, cloud work. Oh, network clouding, like IT stuff.
Okay. I want y'all to understand that those courses can be very, very, very groundbreaking in a spiritual way, too. Like, I'm not kidding. I know I'm giggling, but I'm being for real, because technomancy is it's there.
Yeah, it's literally everything all at once, but in a physical level, but also on a technical level where you're not even sure if it's alive, truthfully. You know what I mean? Like, when I first learned actually how fiber optics worked, where I actually learned how they worked and like how they're just using a glass tube to send ones and zeros at light speed. No packets dropped, mostly.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a dream? You answered the yes or no question, but can you tell me like a you dream that was like pivotal for you?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, no. The dream was to actually, oh, I see. Well, the dream before was to get where I am now within the IT community as an IT professional. And now I want to move forward from that. And vision, oh, sorry.
I have a question. I have a
Yes.
question for you in that context, since we're talking about that. 1 second. Yeah,
Who's Steven?
since we're talking about that.
Jim. Okay.
What was it for you? What was it like when you had that realization moment that you had achieved that original dream?
Yeah, back in the day, I was proud of myself, but like it was more like I was proud of myself for listening for once to the universe. I was proud of myself, like, like it's like an old unk, old grandpa, or something like that. I'm gonna get you this job, but you have to do it, sort of thing. And that's what it was like for me. It was more like, and then of course you have naysayers. They're like, oh well, whatever. Yeah. That's even worse for me. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I I don't care how long it takes. If I'm still alive on this planet of existence, I'm gonna do it. That's just the way it is. Because I already saw myself doing it. I've already allowed myself to be in that space in the future, to do it, to be it. And once it works once, it can work twice. And once it works twice, it can work thrice. Okay, I tried to make it funny. I tried.
See, you were trying for funny, and I'm over here like, dang, dude, like you broke the fourth wall, and my right noggin temple is kind of like throbbing, but I appreciate it because I needed that breakthrough.
Indeed. It just, yeah, it really, that's how we do it. All of us. We just need to have it happen. Just that once. And then we keep going from there.
Yeah, that self-realization moment is what I refer to it as, but It's that realization moment when your awareness receives it. The one, you have a question? Go ahead. You can ask your question.
Oh, the one.
You are welcome to ask here. It's just a safe space. There's no judgment and ridicule. I'm a very nice person, but everyone who knows me in this room knows that that goes from 0 to 100 really quick. I keep it safe and I keep it civil. So, go for it. Ask how you wish.
How you distinguish it? For me, it's one thing at a time. It's literally let's say you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, whether it's your job or it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever, it doesn't matter. The relationship that you don't want to be in, it's what happens is that something needs to change within that relationship. Here, actually, you know what? Let's use a different analogy. The analogy of you moving yourself forward. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Right? And then you take baby steps, you walk to those baby steps. Now, everyone wants to jump all the way to the end. Everyone does. Who doesn't? It would be awesome. I mean, but then again, we wouldn't be here if we get to jump to the end all the time. But we have to meet ourselves in the middle, man. Or sometimes even in the beginning, we have to set ourselves up for that prevalence, that we have to set ourselves up for in order for us to get to where we want to be. Like, it's like a walking journey. It's like when you are there in a place where you don't want to be, and you have some place where you want to be, and you have manifested it, and you see yourself there, you will take the first steps. The universe is going to help you. It's literally just meditate for 5 seconds, I swear. And if your consciousness is strong enough, or if you're supposed to do it, then it will happen. Just do that. Do the first portions, and then walk.
I appreciate your advice, Rabonus. I appreciate you talking to Thorn. No. Don't. Um, Genuinely. Thorn, would you mind unmiking and talking to me for a moment? I'd like to speak with you, voice to voice, if you would, please.
After, can I say something? Vision. It's something very interesting. And it's like it's more like I see what you did there, sort of thing.
So, what I would ask you, Thorn, what is it that it would take for you? What is it that you need to have that answer? What kind of message What kind of sign? What kind of indicator? Respect. You need a solid indicator that people respect themselves. So you're looking for outside influence on outside sources for internal answers. If you continue to seek outwardly for that which is only answered inside of you, you will not receive what you are looking for. I appreciate that moment. I appreciate every. I'm gonna turn the mic over to Vision.
Where are you? Where do you see yourself right now? Are you without? Do you see yourself as lacking? I had a dream where we would all become that which we desire the most. And what is that desire? And I speak of the one desire where we are home, where we are all together in a place of bliss, harmony. But that day will not come. It will not come for all of us at the same time until it is until, isn't it? For all of us, it is until this word demands attention. It demands awareness. It demands loyalty to what we do not know. I have been placed and it has nothing to do with me, you. It has to do with us. This place of until. What is that? That is unknown to any of us. Sure, we can pull a card. We can fascinate. We can deliberate. That feeling is among us all, brother. It is a way. It is a place of being childish. And we have all, by now, come to know who our childish way of being is. This dream we've had since childhood. Right. Is right among us. So we are oppressed with being creative. We are challenged with this creation that we have always knew. We have always decided to be. You are, as I am, intelligent. And this intelligence that we hold is a dream we once had all together. This dream of intelligence that we hold together. There is a law that we must confide to. Some may call it nature, as it is unbound and it has no care for any one of us. So we must become efficient. We must become the efficiency that nature desires. We must, yes, sacrifice all that we must to become that which we don't know. What will it take to aspire to who you are? What will it take for you to dream? There is a love that we all share. This love has become a grounding point for all of us to hold on to every day, every moment of every day. I love it. I feel it. You feel it even now. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your experience.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you.
Vision.
There is a life path that we must all concede to. And I will concede to it. You are not alone, as I am not without you. Urbanus, thank you. I love you all, of course. This is the way.
This is the way. Oh, Mandalorian, that's awesome.
So I'm gonna be honest and say that I lost track for bonus, and I need you to help me out here, brother, because I lost track of the actual order and where we're at.
Oh, well, it
Jenny was
was,
next.
yeah. Well, was she next? I thought Star Boots already went.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
would be
things already
next,
went.
but you
Yeah.
guys just keep putting me in these like situations here because last question it was Chris Crystal's answer, and I'm like, damn, how am I going to top that? And now we got that whole thing happening. So I'm over here like,
Listen,
what do I do?
this is the beauty of this table, guys. Every one of y'all are your own unique, beautiful vibration, and you bring your own energy here. And truth is I don't try to top none of it, because there ain't no topping none, y'all. Like when y'all, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that we're here together and we're having these moments too. So I feel you, Jenny. Just saying, just don't even worry about it. Just do you, because that's all you need to do.
I love how the universe is like literally like not letting me do what I want to do. No, this time it's actually perfect privilege and should be talked to in text.
All
I
right. So I'm trying to get. Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you, Innovision. So every time you speak, I I definitely take something home with it. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Agreed. Agreed. And Rabanus, here's the thing, man. I need you to do it. I need you to just go ahead and do it right here, right now. Just take that 30 seconds, a minute, and just say it, man. Because I'm not the universe. I'm not infallible. And brother, I cut you off. So please, please take your time. Have that communication with the community. And then do me the honors of sending it to Jenny when it's her time. Thank you. Much love.
You're on mute.
You gotta unmute though.
Don't make this awkward
Right.
for us.
Sorry. Vision. Sorry about that. When you answered the question, you answered it in a universalist way of speaking. And that is one of the portions I enjoy about when you do actually divulge information. That's one of the informations that I like from you. It's there, it's pure, but at the same time, it's only for who can understand it. Because what you would say is so convoluted at times in my 3D brain, but when I reconnect, it's immediately understood. So thank you. But I did see what you did there, answering the question without answering the question. I have an actual repost about that. If you wanna look at that. Love you. All right, that's it.
Much love. And that was all you were talking to Inefficient there, right?
I'm sorry, what?
I was
Inefficient?
just in a vision. Oh, goodness.
Oh, Innovision. Yeah, no, Vision, yeah. Yes, I was. You just have to
Thank you.
respond.
Thank you. No, I was just making sure for clarity. That was all, bro.
For prosperity reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving that insight. And yeah, I get it.
Yeah, not bad. Good.
So is that all you got, Robonis? That's
Oh,
it?
you know damn well. No, it's not, but that's what I have right now. I want to hear your other
Okay.
questions.
All right. Well, then we're gonna go ahead and take it over to Miss Jenny.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, here we go again. Short and simple, because this is going to be a very quick one to answer. The first answer would be no to your first question regarding if I've ever had a dream or an aspiration come to fruition. No, I have not. Also, I don't dream often at all. I know that we dream every night, but I tend not to recall mine. I know that I'll get a lot of things thrown my way in regards of journaling and such and things of that nature. Yes, I get it. Still doesn't work. So I don't dream often. I can't recall the last kind of like profound dream I've had for the second part to your answer here or question here. What I am noticing is that people it's almost as if they dream for me, if that makes sense. Probably not. But my son will just feel the need to tell me a dream randomly, even though he dreams pretty much every night. And remembers them every night. But there's only certain ones that he feels he needs to tell me. And then, interestingly enough, I will have a friend reach out a few days later, kind of having the same dream with me in it. So it's as if they're dreaming and I'm in the dream with them, but I'm not dreaming. I don't know how to make sense of that one.
Would I have your consent to ask you a few questions about you as a person and your dreams?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, the dreams, the few that you ever had, that you recall, what were they like? Just general, you don't have to go into detail, just kind of, what kind of experience was it for you?
So I do remember, I recall two vividly. One was a visit from a loved one from the other side many moons ago. And it was one time, and it was one time only that occurred. I do recall like if I were to envision the bright light that I saw in the dream, I still will squint from just visioning how bright that light was. The second would be a recurring nightmare, I guess, that I haven't had in a while, but it was recurring for some time, where I was with a friend of mine and we unalived somebody, and the police found out and were chasing us.
Okay. So, are you a vivid daydreamer? Do you enjoy daydreaming?
You know, I want to say, what is it, aphanesia? Aphanesia, where it's very hard for you to visualize. Yeah, so I would say that I fall along that kind of category where it is very hard for me to visualize things. So daydreaming's kind of off the table for me as well. I do try, but it's more of a day knowing, if you will. It's not necessarily dreaming. It's more of like a knowing.
I am horrifyingly, like, I am so, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I swear to God. But I'm so into that information. I want to know everything. Everything. I want to know how,
Oh,
what it looks like, if it looks like anything, if it looks like words, if it looks like, oh, please.
Did you just say, ooh?
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Rapanis. Simmer
Ooh.
down now, okay?
I
This
love
is.
it. That's too funny, man.
So.
Apologize.
That's a game you can play with Rubanis at a different time. His game of 20 questions, because he's got them too. Here's the thing.
Hi.
I've worked with. Hello, welcome up, welcome in. I have worked with people in the past that they were very gifted insight and had those very traumatic experiences and they basically shut down. They built a defense mechanism and shut their side down in that way. So I have worked with people who have experiences in those kind of not being able to see.
It's interesting that you say it because of the fact that I've always felt and knew that there was a reason why, it was not surfacing in a vision form for me. And whether that be my own traumas and myself where I'm at in my life right now, that I'm not able to, process that right now, whatever it is, I've just always known that I wasn't meant to see it.
Yeah, so typically what happens. No, please, everyone, only take what resonates with you here, okay? And recognize I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. But in the experience that I've had, countless thousands of interactions and exchanges with other light workers, light beings, it's a very common similarity where those that were gifted at infancy with sight have those traumatic experiences, and that is actually a common side effect because we're extremely connected when we're first born. We are extremely strong. We are instant manifestors. So we have those instinctual reactive responses from the fear base, which is completely new to our soul in the moment because we're just coming into this lifetime and experience, right? And we utilize that beautiful, strong light being energy that we're vibrating at and throw up some of the strongest and most difficult barriers to encounter. We are literally our greatest. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. And that's literally what we're all kind of doing is going back through and like having to peel back those layers and look at it and understand it. Yeah, that is 100% true. Relinquishing the mic back over to you, though.
I appreciate that, and I totally agree, absolutely, 100%. And just to spin off of that, I've definitely peeled back many of layers, a lot. With peeling layers comes tears, right? So trust me, there's definitely been a lot of layers peeled back there. And I'm not saying that they're all peeled. There's definitely more peeling. There's always more peeling to do. Who am I joking? So it's just interesting how people reach out to me within days, like I'd probably say 3 days span, all having pretty much the same dream with me in it. As recent as yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, a friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in probably over a year now, we just lost touch. It's somebody I went to school with. And prior to us speaking a year ago, we hadn't spoke in probably, 15 years. So the fact that she just randomly messaged me her dream/nightmare, she said that this is a recurring one for her, but this was the first time that I appeared in it. And I thought that was quite interesting. It also correlated with
If I
my
may.
son's dream. I'm sorry, but
So, I want to hear your son's dream from your voice, even though you, like, told me a little bit. Like, I actually want you to, I want to hear you tell me it, but
yeah, sure. And it's interesting what Rabinu said about the zeros and the ones, because his birthday is 0110, January 10th. So he had a dream that there was pretty much a huge Tesla coil in the backyard. So it's a dream within a dream, actually. He had a dream that there was a huge Tesla coil emitting some dangerous gas. And he knew it was dangerous because he saw our cat in the yard breathe it in, and it became very ill. He then came back around the staircase in the house, and he saw me unalived. He woke up in that dream and was still dreaming. So he told me the story. He told me about the dream in his dream. And she pretty much had a very similar dream about a radio frequency in the woods that was unaliving others. My friend.
yeah. So, just because you have you're blocked from that site does not mean that your soul and your deeper consciousness, your subconscious, doesn't still have access. And if you're a dream walker, whether you've blocked yourself and created those barriers so you can't see or not, doesn't mean that your soul doesn't carry on doing its soul work in the dream realm.
That's all. I mean, I just find it all to be very fascinating, and I love hearing others' dreams, especially regarding me, because it always tends to be very within the few days span, others just randomly reaching out saying, "Hey, I had a dream you were in it," and I just find that to be very fascinating.
Yeah. I would maybe just to look at the energy and gain like that perspective. I would maybe recommend looking more at the legends of dreamwalkers, and also look at quantum leaping, because it goes hand in hand, truthfully.
Quantum leaping and dream walking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ash.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, Jenny. All right, Vinny, it is your turn, sir. If you would do the honors.
Okay. Thank you again. So the first question is I'll give you it's a yes or no, but I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, I've had things that I've dreamt about, and yes, they've come to fruition, but no, they were not like what I expected, because I myself am an overthinker and I like to overthink. It's something I've been working on myself, where expecting the outcome and always being disappointed at what outcome I'm given, because I was expecting a different outcome rather than just being present and going with the flow. And like Jenny, I have very few dreams. In a given month, I'll maybe have like two or three dreams at most. Most of the time, I go to sleep and I wake up. That's it. And the few dreams that I do remember, I can tell you about the last dream I remember, and I can tell you about the recurring nightmare I used to have when I was a kid. That was kind of scary.
If you don't mind me asking, Vinny, with your visions for your oracle aspect, do you receive them in a visual context, or how do you receive your oracle visions?
Well, see, myself, unlike Jenny, I am a daydreamer. I can get lost sometimes daydreaming, and it's not intentional. It's just kind of the way I do it. And as far as like things I hear, it's just I get messages and just inspiration, and it's a lot of different input in how I receive messages. It's not all just like one source. It's like a
Right, right.
mismatch of like different inputs.
Yeah. That's, I love how you answered that, because the daydreaming aspect is very, telltale for the oracle aspect. Like, in that you receive a lot in your daydreaming. I understand.
So I have a question for you actually, and it was something I wanted to ask. It came up after the last week's live, but so in respects to like daydreaming and stuff, right? So when I close my eyes, I see like that I can equivalent to TV static, right? And sometimes that TV static actually tunes in and it becomes like a picture, or even sometimes it'll go into like a whole like I'll be in a different place, in a completely different place than I am right at that current moment. And I don't know what you call that or how you even make that even stronger so you can have it happen more often because it happens randomly for me.
Oh, that's, yeah, we're gonna have to just do a topic on training our gifts and clairsenses, because that's kind of like what you're talking about in the end, ultimately. Because you're looking at, well, what you just described there, even though you didn't, I could go into a questionnaire of, do you go to your awareness? Do you put your awareness between your eyes? Are you looking through your eyes? Because then we could dissect it into, are you remote viewing? Are you astral projecting? Are you just viewing the astral? Are you just receiving visual messages? Like, we could break down into like different dialogue, and that's not not what we're about right now. But that is a really freaking good question. So we will most definitely discuss as a group, um, having that as a topic on its own.
Well, definitely. Thank you. I kind of figured that much, that it was a deeper question than what I was allowed time for. So, but, it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel you. But, I would say, just to start off with that, go to those levels of awareness. I want you to actually purposefully train your awareness on, where are you seeing it? Are you taking your awareness up to above your, like behind your eyes in your head, and looking above them through your third eye? Or are you closing your eyes and going into a meditative, receptive.
Okay, so I'll answer it. I can do it two ways. One, I can do it with my eyes open, and if I just blur my vision and let the static take over, I can see things, like right in front of me. Two, if I close my eyes, the things just appear like it's right in front of me. You know, like it's like if I was had my eyes open and the thing appeared right in front of my face, kind of deal.
Yeah, that is your oracle sight. That's you being the receptacle of the universal message and seeing and receiving. Basically, what you do is you go into a surrender state when you unfocus and relax. You go into your natural surrender state and you just receive as the oracle the message and whatever format that you need to receive it in. No, when you are consciously taking your awareness and shifting it with your eyes like that, that's when you are going into like the astral and things like that. So, yeah. And yeah, that's a awesome conversation, awesome question. We highly appreciate it, Vinny. We are going to continue on to Miss Starseed and kick this question over to her.
Okay, so okay, so what was the question again?
Two-part question. First one's a yes or no on have you ever had anything that you dreamed or, for that matter, aspired or planned or made a goal go exactly the way you dreamed it or aspired it or planned it to be?
I've had things, I would have to say no, because I usually get in my own way. So what I had to learn is to just kind of have the idea and the I guess the idea and I guess the desire to want something, and it never goes the way I plan it to go, but it does end up coming to fruition, but not my way. So that's for that part.
Yeah. And the second
And
part is basically like, is there any dream that you could share about, your experience, the dream that you've had that was really pivotal for you?
I've had a few, and a lot of them are quite kind of. Some of them are dark or scary, but I mean, if that's how you perceive it, I don't know more. But at the time, I did. But um, I'm trying to think which one I want to share that was the most profound, that affected me the most. I would have to say okay. Well, I had this dream, and I was in an awake state. I was not totally sleeping, but um, I could hear everything around me, but I was sleeping. And I get into those states sometimes, like right before sleep, like the REM sleep. And I have experiences a lot of the time with energies. Um, so I was dealing with a lot of darkness, and I had this dream that I was going down an esophagus of a human being, okay, with a bunch of other people. I had like a white gown on, and then these people's like skin was getting ripped off their bones, and then it would come back on, and they were screaming, and it was terrible. But I wasn't scared. I basically what I did was I was going down, a human esophagus, and I was going to the belly of the beast, basically. Um, and I became I didn't go all the way down. I was in the waiting room, and I remember just not having any fear, but I was looking for someone that I loved that got lost along the way. Their spirit did, or something, and I was looking for them. Um, and I just remember it was a really bad smell, and like this lady kept saying, "You don't want to go down there. You don't want to go down there." And as this little like skeleton clown was like opening this hole or this tube like for me to slide down, he was trying to get me to go down there. who I was associating to be, whatever you want to call him, the evil one, apparently, okay? So um, the minute I had fear, I was sucked back up like so fast that I like literally couldn't catch my breath when I sat up and woke up. I mean, I literally sat up and I couldn't catch my breath, and then I screamed like bloody murder. And so, like, oh, I can't say that word. But so it always stuck with me because I never forgot the smell. But it made me face my own darkness, I guess you could say. Um, Something changed in me that day. Like, I wasn't scared of that no more, um, like I used to be. I didn't find who I was looking for, but I know I will someday. But because I don't know what it exactly means, but I just know that it made me face my own darkness, and I literally got rid of an addiction during that time. So that was probably my most profound one.
That's epic. That's deep, and that
And
is,
I still remember the smell. Like literally, it was so real because
yeah,
I could hear everything around me as I was having it, like, but I couldn't speak or say like wake me up or anything. Yeah.
right.
And the minute I felt fear down there that I was going to go to the belly, then I got like zipped back up so fast it was like took my breath away.
So this is going to sound like a crazy question,
Okay.
but it's not. This is
What's
pertaining
that?
to like recent big energy events. Have you heard of the Great Divide?
I've heard of the Great Divide, yes.
Okay. Now, it's important because what you're just talking about there,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about the level of energetic impact in this dream state, in this dreamscape,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that is used to train us in basically in the astral movements of the spiritual warfare aspect, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that they throw, they only throw at you when you're ready.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
profound. And I felt like the whole time I felt like I was protected. Like I didn't have anything to worry about, but the influence of the fear, I guess you could say, which was acting as the devil or something, you know what I mean? Was trying to push
exactly.
it back into me, and I had already expelled it, like type thing. I felt like, but the minute I felt it, like something, like I felt like the divine just like sucked me right back up. Like, oh no, you can't. The second, didn't even have time to process the fear. I just know it was coming, and I was starting to feel it, and it was just, I was up out of there as fast as can be, that it took my breath away. And I never forgot that dream. It's like really fresh in my mind. It was years ago, and like I still remember the smell. That it felt like more of reality than this reality, if that
Right.
makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense. And
And I'm no longer
um,
fearful of that place anymore because there's nothing to be scared of for that, because it's all what it's all in our, it's all like a program or like a something that was taught to us. So if you, I just got a different perception of it, I guess you could say.
okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is something that I want to point out. Okay, this is pivotal. This is the whole reason I was so excited to even have this conversation with everyone this week. The Great Divide, everything I've personally been having in my own perspective and experience. It is the definitive shift where you can literally feel the difference in vibrational energy. You can feel those that are walking in the vibration of love, and you can feel those that are trapped in the vibration of fear.
Yes. And it's almost weird because I almost feel like my senses after that dream, like a feeling of vibration, like I could even sometimes like hear or feel a bug move. in the room, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds really weird, but it's like because like when I get like messages from like the other side, if you will, it's really like another dimension. It comes in as like a vibe. Everything has its own vibration, and then it like translates into my language, but I can tell the difference between all of them because they all have everything has a different sound, each individual thing, even though it's all the same kind of thing. We're all one, but we all have just a unique vibration to our essence, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Even the bugs.
Yeah.
Like I just my sense of like smell and hearing and just sensing like just like vibrations. Like I can even be standing in the kitchen now and I can like literally feel the ground vibrate sometimes, or like it's something's hitting it. Like it's just so weird ever since that dream.
Yeah. Full activation. I get it. Like, yeah.
And I just say to myself, well, okay, well, we're just feeling the floor thump out of nowhere. Okay, I'm just gonna go walk over here. But
There are days where I sit here and I can feel the leaves in the trees moving.
I know it's kind of, and then they almost sing a tune.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I thought I've heard like choirs singing in the sky. Like I'm not even joking. Like it's so weird. And I had a friend that was in tune like that, and we were like, she's like, we both heard it like 1 week straight. Like shortly after that dream, we just heard what sounded like a choir, but it was very faint. But nobody else could hear it. But I definitely heard it.
Yeah, it's the Angels Choir.
Yeah. And literally my
Typically,
addiction was completely gone. Like no treatment. It just like was done
so typically you
instantaneously.
hear it in the right ear. It's something that multiple are receiving. And when you hear it in the left ear, it's going to be something that just you're receiving.
Hmm. But I just was amazed how like literally I just couldn't, like literally what it was with my addiction, I could not get high anymore. Like literally it was impossible. Like so it was just done. Like it was like I didn't withdraw, nothing. It was just done.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a blessing, whatever that dream was. I feel like it wasn't a dream though. I feel like facing my darkness and my fears is what purged it from me. Because I did ask, the universe for help with that. Because I said I can't, I don't take my free will. Like, and I don't know if that's what it did but it took something from me that was beneficial. Then I got my life
Okay.
together.
You surrendered it.
Yeah, I just let it be. And I just went wherever the wind took me. I just trusted the universe. I didn't worry about nothing, money, nothing, home, nothing. I just let it go. And I just walked with it.
That's beautiful. Well, I know that I speak for all of us when I say we appreciate you sharing that with us. And
Well, thank you for letting me, or allowing, thanks for wanting to hear. I never shared that
okay.
with really anybody.
See, that's what we do this for. Like, genuinely. That's why we all come here.
Well, I feel a little less fear in my body for that, so thank you.
Heck
I feel lighter.
yeah.
Can't
That's
argue with that.
awesome.
Thanks.
Heck yeah. Alright, so we are going to hear from the first time tonight, Mr. D. We appreciate having you up here with us, and we are talking about dreams and aspirations. And I asked a two-part question. The first one's a simple yes or no question on have you ever had any of your dreams or whatever slash aspirations, goals, quotas come to fruition exactly how you imagined it. And the second part is basically, are there any dreams that you would care to share that were very pivotal for you in your ascension and your path that you'd like to share. Welcome, Mukti.
Okay. Thank you for having me. It's our first time here. Hey. I'm going to say yes to the first one. I'm going to say yes. There's been one or two dreams that I had. And it's like recently, though, because before they were just all over the place, but now they've been more controlled and understanding. So I definitely say yes, especially this last couple times here. And
Y'all bear with him. He has some technical difficulties. Sometimes his mic
let me say,
cuts out.
like, I got a couple of some man, yeah, please forgive me. Can y'all hear me?
You're back with us. Be good.
Okay, so basically, when I got in my first spiritual awakening of trying to figure out, realizing that the Matrix and all that was, a facade. I basically I went to a preacher lady, a minister, and she was helping me out and teaching me things, and I was getting more versed in the Bible, getting more versed in the spirit, understanding spiritual gifts, and just understanding prayers and understanding how our ancestors and just that the way we work within the spiritual, within individually, how we work with the spirit, and so one day I basically decided to be open and honest with her and just kind of tell her that where I stood at on my sexuality, and she decided to basically give me this sob story and everything. So from there, I started having the craziest dreams. I was getting beat up every night, and vividly in my dream, I'm watching these people. It was like I had control, but didn't have control, and they were beating me up, stabbing me, punching me, jumping on me, kicking me in the face, everything. I felt everything. I just was and started ordering me some crystals, and started getting more into praying a little bit more, or getting more meditating more, staying more focused, and basically I get myself out of there before things got really drastic and started getting really darker. And so I was able to wake myself up and stay in, like, defend myself enough to be able to get out of there. And I had basically help. My divine beings, angels, came in and helped me out and like helped me get out of there. And I got out of the dream and woke up. I still woke up in sweat and everything. And then I had a stab wound in my hand, exactly where they stabbed me at in the dream. It was so crazy. And basically after that moment, when I woke up, I realized what was happening, because in between those dreams I was still talking to her. But then I realized when I had talked to her, the last time I had talked to her, basically she was telling me that she knew a guy that was gay or whatever, and he had this bad thing started happening to him, and she prayed for her wound to be closed because she didn't want children, and it happened, and she started giving me all these dark things and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to figure myself out, but like I don't want to move with fear, because if I'm being taught not to move with fear, I don't want to allow my life to be held up by trying to pick and choose like my lifestyle or how I want to go about being in this world. And so the universe gave me my answer that I was okay choosing whatever, just as long as I put the creator first. And she kept trying to push the other agenda, push the fear agenda. And so in that final dream, when she basically said all the final things to me, or basically trying to give me these sob stories and stuff, and we were sitting in the car. Lightning struck, like not even like 6 feet, 10 feet in front of us. Lightning struck right in front of us, and we both were sitting there shaking in the car, and we both was just like, all right, that was kind of crazy and weird. So then that night I had that dream, and they tried to stab me. She went and anointed herself. I had like in the dream, it showed her anointing herself with oil and anointing herself with the oil and water, and some water, and she put it on a plate. They prayed over each other, and then they went to fasting and doing all this other stuff. And it was so crazy how it happened. I woke up out the dream. I called her like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like 4 o'clock, 4:30. I called her in the morning before she went to work, and I was just like, please, like, just stop. Like, just leave me alone. My path is my path. I told her about her in that dream. It also showed her prayer, told me about her prayers and everything. I literally told her lady everything that she said and did within the last 24 hours, 48 hours, however. And it was so crazy that how it happened. And then, like, all she could do was break down crying. And she was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I wasn't trying to hurt you. I just was scared for you. But don't put that scare on me. That's not my that is not my job or issue, because you're worried about my future. I'm worried about me. Let me worry about me. You worry about you. Like, you have your own things going on. So it's not fair for you to sit here and try to control my life when you don't have your own life in order. And the dream literally was just so vivid. And even after that night, after I talked to her, the dream stopped and subsided. And it went to more peaceful, just me going, traveling and going all over the place. But it was that was like the most scariest dream ever. And then I had another dream that was kind of scary too. It was like these people, it was random, it was like weird. It was like people's faces. They were, I guess, I don't want to say they weren't real people. They were people I know. They were using faces of people I knew, but they were trying to have sexual encounters and have these weird moments of trying to feed me and do dark shit. And it was weird. It was just so weird how it played out. But they're so vivid. That's what scares me. They're so vivid. That's my story. That's my story I have for y'all.
Dang. Okay, thank you. No, like, I
Right.
appreciate you coming up and sharing it, because, like, yeah, it's true though, because we've all had those kinds of experiences at some point. Like, I don't anymore, and I'm grateful, but it's only because I was done with it, and when I got done with it, I figured out how to make it stop permanently. Because when I get done with something, I'm looking for a permanent solution of how to make this not happen again. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And I totally get it. Yes. After that day, after that experience, trust me, I kept my crystals. I started learning how to anchor myself, how to protect my dreams, keep my cup of water, all that stuff, man. Like you said, I like to nip in the bud too. That was definitely uncomfortable. And like, even every time I have random dreams like that come up like that, I take the message and just kind of flow with it. Because there's been times like now, as of lately, now my dreams have been happening. It's been playing the next day or the next 2 days together, and like I've been seeing things before it happens, and I know how to go throughout the day. And so it's like it's been more in a controlled or a more healthier aspect now, and I love it. Like, cause I keep my cup of water, my moon water is my bed, everything. But it's so cool. Like, it's more cool because like being able to see how it plays out and being able to take different courses of action to allow it to amount to the same thing still is pretty awesome. But thank you for allowing me to share.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, man, that's the whole point. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but you can go to any other live, anywhere on TikTok. You can share a conversation about dreams, right? We can talk about the nitty, we can talk about the gritty, we can talk about, you know, the bad dreams we've had. We could talk about all that stuff anywhere. You can find it anywhere. But our point, and I'm not just speaking for myself, because I feel it, I know, I know the vibration, I understand. Our point is to take it to that level. We're not just talking about it. We want to walk it. We want to breathe it. We want to infuse it, be it. And in that essence, we are. So when we talk about it, we're also going to talk about the aspect of, like he just did. Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff, haven't we? Our dreams have taught us a lot of things. That's the thing, is dreams.
Ashe.
They're a tool of the divine, are they not? No matter what it is, even the most mundane dream. Yeah. Yeah. Ashe. So we are going to kick it over to Miss Drea. Welcome up, welcome in. Hello, beautiful sister. How are you? The question to you, Miss Drea, is a two-part question. First one's yes or no question, and the second one is an inspirational, pivotal dream of your own that has helped you on your path become who you are.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm sorry, what was the yes or no question?
Have you ever had a dream or slash forward and continue, a goal, an aspiration, a plan come to fruition how you envisioned it?
Kind of. Like, my dreams are not really prophecies, necessarily, but I do have dreams where I talk to people, or have like sit down conversations, especially with my spiritual mothers, or they teach me how to do certain things energetically. But those are my dreams, and I think a lot of those dreams are like just continuous on building me and who I am and my ultimate path within this life.
That's epic. Okay. That's epic, Drea. And the second part of that question, the dream itself?
Um, um, which one? Okay, so I'll tell this one. The first time I met my spiritual mothers, and I call them that because that's what they told me that they were. I remember I was 18, and I had a dream. I was at a park, and it was very weird because I've never like been to this park. Like, it was just literally like a setting, and I was aware of this. Like, I was completely aware of everything, and there was like no one else there. And in this park, I was sitting on a bench, and right across from me was a woman sitting on a bench, and it was just one person at first. And then she started talking to me. And at first I was like, okay, like, this is interesting. Maybe like she's an ancestor or something. And then she told me that I would go through something, but I was meant to go through it and I will come out of it okay. And then she told me that I have more spiritual mothers than most, and I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't know what that means. What is a spiritual mother? And so she brought in 4 other women, or like feminine energy, and then they like stood next to her, and she was like still sitting, and they're just like, just ask us any questions and we'll answer whatever questions that you have, and then they're just like, but I will go through something. So at the time when I had this dream, and usually like when like crazy stuff happens to me, usually I brush it off. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Anyways, I'm like onto the like real world, I guess, especially when I was younger. I would try to like debunk everything. I was super just like logical and like, okay, well, I heard a noise that could have been like the neighbor or a possum or whatever. Like, I always try to have like a logical explanation for the stuff. So in this dream, I kind of like when I woke up, like after this conversation, I was like, oh, like that was very interesting. And I kind of talked to my mom like about it. Like, have you ever had these kind of dreams? And my mom just like brushed it off. She's like, yeah, I guess, I don't know, whatever. And so like a month passed and I kind of like, I honestly remembered it, but kind of just like forgot about it. And then a couple months passed. I moved out of my parents' house. And then I went into a situation that was not ideal from day one, but I was very stubborn to go back home and hear that I told you so. So like I stayed in that situation, and the longer I stayed, the more I felt trapped, and it was crazy. So, and then I lost myself. I forgot, I guess, like who I was and what I'm capable of just in general. And like, I just like, I believed everything that this person told me that I was, and if I would have stayed in that situation, I most likely would have passed forward. And then out of nowhere, I just remembered this dream. Like 2 years later, I remembered this dream, and I like it was just like a light bulb went off in my head where I was like, you know what? Like, no, this is BS. I don't deserve any of this. Like, I'm a good person or whatever. Like, this person, like, they're the ones that need help, and they're projecting so much onto me. And like, even people around this person would be like, oh, she's a good girl, you better like treat her well, blah, blah, blah. But like, this person was just not like, they had so much hurt theirself, and I seen it in them. And what they disliked about me more than anything was my innocence, because I grew up very sheltered. I grew up with military strict parents. And I wasn't fully like aware of like the real world. So I had a very rude awakening when I was with this person. And one day, like that light bulb came off, like just went off in my head. And like, I just, all of a sudden, I just felt like I had an army. And I was just like, you know what, like if I'm going to pass forward, it's going to be on my terms. And so I chose that day, and I literally like fought this person until like they got tired. And yeah, it was pretty brutal. And like they finally gave up, and then they left me alone, and I was slowly like able to leave that situation. And then afterwards, like it just literally felt like the entire weight of the world was just like lifted from me. And like for the first time, even though like I did cry when I was in that situation, I was more so in like survival mode. And like when I was finally when I knew I was finally like free from that situation, like I cried. Like I just sat like in my car or whatever, and then just like cried forever. But yeah, and then after that, like I started healing and doing all kinds of stuff, and then doing more research into like spirituality and all of that. So I think like that wasn't like the starting point of my spiritual journey, but like me wanting to understand more about like my spiritual mothers, and having a relationship with them, even though I always knew and know that they are always with me. So yeah, that's my story.
That is so profound. Yeah. That one, okay, so that one hits, y'all, that one smacks me because I resonate with that. And I myself had an experience with my grandmother coming to me in a dream when I was pregnant with my oldest child. And she's, yeah, it just, it's one of those things that my grandmother was very much so one of my first spiritual mothers that I can recall in this lifetime. So I feel you on that, Drea. And once again, thank you for knocking it out of the park, guys. I don't think I was prepared for this one tonight. I should have been, right? I should have been, but I'm grateful. It'll have me stumbling, and I'm grateful. I can imagine, Brenda. I can imagine. All right, my love. I know you dropped and it changed the order of things. Would you like to go again, or would you like me to go ahead over to LM?
My beautiful lady of the day and the night. It is out of respect that I do know that I have swipes when I didn't want to. I appreciate you in that sense. I would add, of course, since I'm here and since you are there, that there is an alchemical mutation that takes place within all of us as time passes. Wherever you see the time as it is right now. No. Right now. No. Right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are graced with time. We often think that time doesn't exist or isn't relevant to where we are. But it is really it is very relevant to where we are. And this aspect of time is something that we are faced with right now, where you are. This time takes a toll on things. It makes us think about things. It makes us wonder about things. Yes. My love wonders about you and all that you do because of the difference. We all hold an aspect of difference. An aspect of who you are. My brothers and sisters here today, I know every one of you in my own perspective. I feel you. I see you as you see yourself. I understand why. I believe today that the why does not matter anymore. The why does not exist to where we are or where we are going, even though any one of us can believe at any moment that all is here and now. But we do not discount the fact, and it is a fact, of knowing where we want to be. And allow this dream tonight as you sleep, as you fade away and die to today, as I do, as I will. This dream of yours and mine to exist in time. To be where you want to be. As if it is the only place you want to be. As if it is the only place you will to be. As if it is the only with love, we will exist. Exist. And this is why, of course, they will not impede our decision of being where we are or who we are, because they will wait for us to know better, to be better. So allow this dream tonight, as this new moon fades, to allow us to realize that you are not alone. I am nobody, but I am with you. I see you as we go through this phase. It is a phase. Accept the unacceptable. Allow the unallowable. But hold on to what you believe, because you know better. There is a harshness to this reality that we are creating. There is a harshness to what we allow in our existence of today. Today is a beautiful day, just as any other day. It has no meaning to anything else. My love, the number 13 has come into play. And we are to trust the plan, even though we do not know the plan. We are to trust it. And as my words may seep into your veins, even if they do not, know that we are on the right path. You are on the right path. Thank you for your service and your desire to be.
Thank you. You. Yeah. He is amazing. I agree with that. LM Dream. It is a first time meeting you. It's the first time having you up here. And this is going to be one of those times where kind of one and done. We're going to wrap it up tonight because it is going on midnight. But this is a beautiful topic, and it's been great interacting with you down in the comments. So I look forward to hearing you. And we do have a question on the board right now. It's a two-part question. The first one is yes or no. Have you ever had a dream or a goal or a plan come to fruition exactly as you imagined it? And the second part is, do you wish to share a dream that has influenced you and inspired you to be who you are today, right now?
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Laura. I'm an actual dream interpreter, by the way. I've been doing it for over 20 years. But yes, I have had like actual goals or dreams come to fruition. Maybe not 100% exactly the way I thought, but I've really learned like you have to be very mindful of and be very clear on what it is that your intentions are, or what it is you actually really want, because sometimes we think we want something and then we ask for what we think we want, but then we kind of get it, but it's not quite the same. You know, like how like you see those like movies where somebody rubs a genie in a lamp, and a genie in a bottle comes out, and they ask for something and they get exactly what they asked for, but it's not what they meant. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like sometimes there's just unforeseen things, or you're just not completely clear and like pinpointing on what you want. And I think that's why sometimes things don't always come exactly the way we see it or want it, because it's we're not being super clear on what we ask for. But so yes. And then yes, I have had a very profound dream. I've been very connected to my dreams for a very long time, and I did a lot of research on dreams growing up. They just fascinated me. I just wanted to like crack the code and just really understand, like, oh my God, why did I dream that? That is so crazy. That is so wild. So I did a lot of research, so this is getting to the point quick. I had read in a book, one of the books that I was reading on dream interpretation, that every being in your dream represents an aspect of yourself. And I actually had a dream either that night or within that week, I don't remember the exact time, where I remembered that from the book I read, and I was actually able to confront a character in my dream and figure out it really was an aspect of myself. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. I won't go through all the boring stuff before, but long story short, I was moving under like a building. So like if a building was like in construction or falling apart, and you see like the cinder blocks of like the basement, like under a building where like the dirt would be kind of dug up around the sides, and I was trying to go through to get to the other side, and there was a lot of like people, like questionable people down there, and this one guy really got my attention, and he scared me very, very badly. Like he had a long black trench coat, he had dark circles under his eyes, like he was very angry, and that's what scared me. And I was like, my first instinct was, I gotta run, I gotta get the heck away, like ASAP. But then somehow, like I had almost like a lucid moment, and I remembered, wait a minute, every being in your dream is a representation of yourself or an aspect of yourself. And I thought, I'm gonna find out. There's no way that that's an aspect of me. That's not me at all. I'm gonna go find out what this thing is of me. So I actually go up to him, and when I looked at this guy, I instinctively knew immediately what that feeling that he was giving off of, it came from in me. And it was at the time, because I was younger, I was in my early 20s, maybe, I realized it matched that feeling that I was dealing with in life, where I felt like I wasn't being heard. I felt like I had a lot of awesome stuff to say, and like nobody was like really listening or had the desire to listen. And I just like walked up to him and I said, I hear you, you're heard, you're loved. I gave him like a hug, and like his whole demeanor completely changed. And I will never forget that dream. It changed everything for me, not only in my life, as a dream interpreter, not knowing I was going to be an actual dream interpreter. It rings very true when I'm interpreting dreams for other people. Like that's one of my cardinal rules, because dream characters are really complicated because they are aspects of ourselves. Even if it's like your mom or your sister or whoever, somebody you even know really well or somebody you don't know really well, they represent the feeling that they give you. And so it really rang true to me, and it blew my mind. And I didn't realize why I was so like irritable and angry a lot. And that gave me the awareness that I was not like putting two and two together. Like it was a cohesive thing. And so I was able to actually release it. So that's why I do the dream interpretation, and I do it for people because I want everyone to know. You had even mentioned yourself earlier that like you said our dreams are even in like our, I can't remember your exact wording, like in our tool belt or our toolkit. And I 100% agree with that. Like we all come here and we all sleep. We all have dreams. I feel like it's part of your tool belt when you come to this life. It's like to help you with a compass. It's like to help you, your inner guidance system is to help you like be aware of things that are bothering you, or things that you're dealing with, or things that you're not clearing off your plate, things that you're not clearing out, or that you're struggling with. And sometimes it can be happy things too. It's not always bad, but there's a lot of different aspects to dreams and where they come from. And that particular thing, like my own personal experience, and how amazing was it that I even had like almost that lucid dream, like that lucid moment, and I actually remembered what I read in the book, and I was able to apply it in the dream, and it helped me heal that part of me that needed healed. And so dreams are powerful. They're amazing. You are your dreams. you can use your dreams if you pay attention and you start understanding what you're literally telling yourself about yourself. It's a self-awareness. Literally, it's all about self-awareness and helping you can use them to help you get through. So thank you so much for letting me share that. I appreciate it, and I hope that was helpful to anyone.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We appreciate you coming up and joining us and sharing your insight and your information. That's what we're all about here. So I do. I will allow anyone who wants to go ahead and say final words. Flash your mic. Let me know. All right. So we got Crystal Chris. Only one flashing. Okay, Chris, you go ahead.
I mean, they're not really. It's just upon dreams. It's one of my most recent ones that's impacted me, and it was maybe 4 nights ago. I had a dream that I just hung out with my he's a younger stepbrother, and I haven't seen him in roughly 15 years. And it was, in the perception of his age now, and it was nice. Like right when I turned around, there he was, and we just hugged each other and literally just sat down and talked about the past 15 years. It was really cool. But that was the last dream that's really stuck with me. But final thoughts for tonight on dreams is pay attention to anything. If you don't remember a dream, just remember how you felt when you woke up. That says a lot. It's being in tune to yourself with all energies, because dreams are a representation of it's really a reflection. So, and it comes in different ways. We process energies in crazy ways sometimes, and in dreams, that's why they really need to have people that can interpret them, because they can be way out there. Now, I personally love dreams that I can control, because I get to have fun. So it usually takes a dream that it's something that's illogical, like I'm flying, and then I realize that I'm in a dream and I start controlling it. Or, I get hurt, but the feeling of getting hurt just wasn't there, and it just triggers something, and I start controlling it. So it's just, but those are, ones that I remember and enjoy. But there's a lot of dreams that I enjoy, don't get me wrong. That's in our healing stage. That's like when we're resting, we're re-energizing, so my final thoughts though is always set your instincts on to what you want, and that's what your goal's gonna be, and stick to your drive, because you'll get there. And we didn't really talk about like the dream state of meditation. It's really the same thing. It's you get to that point where you experience the same, just at different levels. At that point with meditation, it's also somewhat of a controlled dream, but not always in the aspects of controlling it. Sometimes you're just receptive of what the visualization is, but you're controlling the energy of that, which is the big aspect. So that's the same thing when you go to bed. Just shed any negativity you might be thinking about, because it's going to carry on into your dreams. And it's going to, perceive a lesson in your dreams, just like we get lessons on a daily basis in this physical life. So, much love, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week next week. And we do this every Sunday. So, all kinds of different discussions. And it's lovely. So, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Chris. And real quick promo on that again. You can catch us. It's going to be one of the Soul Fam. We all co-host in some way, but you'll catch one of us hosting. We go live Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we typically go for about 3 hours and have conversation on current spiritual topics, energy, what's going on in the community, what we're all experiencing, where we're at. So that's what we do here. Now, as far as this topic tonight, listening to all of the amazing, beautiful perspectives and throughout the week, knowing this topic and thinking on it, it goes into this. It's life, it's experience. Our dreams are varied and diverse because we are. So whether we're doing our shadow work or connecting with our spiritual mothers, higher selves, traveling in the astral, quantum leaping, lucid dreaming. I myself am an avid lucid dreamer and have been a dream walker for as long as I can remember, So one thing I can honestly say is it's all life, it's all experience. So don't stress it. I like the point that Chris made about, if you don't remember a dream, don't stress it. You received what you needed to receive. You'll remember what you need to remember. If you remember it, having a journal is great. But you know what? I'm not somebody who likes to necessarily write first thing in the morning. But, that's just a me thing. So I come up with other things. Look, man.
My love.
Oh.
I will
You can be
not
my dream journal. I'll just tell you my dream. And
allow you to go without answering your own question of fate. Have you found a dream that you have. Have you been where you want to be, my love?
Yes. I've had dreams come true. I've had goals come to fruition. I've manifested exactly what I wanted.
That is very general to the all. And the all wishes you to provide us with specifics.
Oh, I love you. Okay. So, anyone who knows me will tell you, if there is someone who is an overthinker, it's me. So, when I first was working with manifestation, I wanted to debunk myself. I manifested, and then I'm like, okay, well then fine, let's do it this way. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing because I wanted to find the breaking point of it. And instead I found the breaking point of me. So instant manifestation became more than a pipe dream, it became a reality. And then I faced the shall we call it, the ego psychosis of the reality of that responsibility. Right, exactly. Exactly. And I had to find the balance of that.
How do you, babe? How do you find the responsibility of that? Is it something that you feel?
Well, the truth is, for me, it has to be able to, it has to be able to be known. I don't go just on feelings, although I love feelings and amazing empath. At times, I don't rely on just one. I recognize the four bodies and the fact that the balance has to be obtained in all four bodies for it to be a true resonance of a knowing. So I have to know in all four of my bodies, my physical body, my mental body, my emotional body, my spiritual body, And all four of them have to have that agreement to have that resonance of that true knowing. And for me, that's that resonance that brings, it's my calibrator for that responsibility level, is utilizing that knowing.
Thank you. Use a word that I love, and that is calibration. As we calibrate, does this not have anything to do with adaptation? The adaptation that we have all been confronted with. We are all confronted with the sense of, and I would ask D for your insight on calibration.
Dee, would you give us your insight on that? I'm totally here for it, man.
On which part?
Calibration, like calibrating energy and such.
Well, I was calibrate energy. I would say for me, calibrating energy comes down to more so of, like I said, our imagination is key. And so when we figure out what we want for our reality, we want for ourselves, and it's one thing to be in service of others and to help others as much as we want to be able to help them. But when we are trying to truly be in a balance and harness our truest, strongest willpower, power, magic, prayer, and energy, when we harness that energy for our highest good and greatest joy, we are always moving in the energy where there's balance. And so our imagination is key because it's limitless, it's infinite. So within it, there's good and bad. There's the light and the dark. But if we not look at light and dark and good and bad, but learn to more so look at it in a way of positivity, authenticity, unconditional love, and we focus on stronger energies and that have a duality to it, but at the same time have a neutrality. And with that, you calibrating it to that level of understanding, a higher perspective and higher understanding of what it is, just because it's a word or emotion or a thought. And we learn to calibrate our energy to where it feels good. And it's happening, things are happening for us, where it's not coming to a detriment or out of selfishness to others. It's not causing a feedback or a loop or knocking off a path. So to me, calibration of energy, the best ways to calibrate energy is always staying mindfulness, breath work, moving with unconditional love, allowing oneself to be and truly be in the moment of growth, inspiration, always seeking to find newer answers, finding more growth, finding more understanding, more wisdom in those moments. And from there, a lot just elevating, evolving, growing, maturing. to something better.
Thank you.
Something greater.
Let me allow you to think of aspects of yourself as something greater. I will pull upon the insights of Rabanus. Love your name. Who do you think you are? Who do any one of us think we are? Who do I think I am?
I say.
We have read those books. We have heard that song. You are preaching to the choir. Greetings with love and light to the soul's journey. We've missed you. There is an aspect that we have not touched upon when it comes to dreams and aspirations that will never die, even though you want to. And I feel the hate that we all have, in a sense, to ourselves. To the unworthiness that we hold against ourselves. To that which we cannot touch or be a part of. The time for hope is gone. The place, the feeling that we hope will be